What's up, Flamer Gamers? This is Rowdy5000 and we have a bit of a problem. We were invited to some sort of fancy hotel by a Miss Helen Gravely. Turns out that she's a ghost. Ooh. And there are lots of ghosts. And she just released more ghosts that I had already caught. And I think Travis is now a ghost. So, today, on this episode of the Lamer Gamers Podcast, I have to defeat King Boo to unlock the playable character, simplyTravis. So now, let's start that battle music. So, hey Travis, how you feeling there?
Oh, dude, thanks for saving me. There was this big ghost dude, and I was a ghost, and things were crazy, and I felt like I couldn't say much other than, ooh. It was really weird. And then you came in, and you were like, kind of looked like you were in a superhero movie, and there were explosions everywhere, and it was cool.
I just used my vacuum.
Oh, yeah. What type of vacuum is that? That's a pretty cool vacuum,
It's
dude.
my Poltergust.
Poltergust. That's
It's my
awesome.
Ghostbusters ripoff.
Yeah. All right, guys. Today we are going to be talking about the games we've been playing, such as Felix the Reaper, Outer Worlds, Luigi's Mansion, and more. Also, we're going to go over some news we really don't want to talk about, like Fallout 76 charging $100.
Ugh.
Why? BlizzCon news? Death Stranding reviews?
It's going to be awesome.
Sure. And Kotaku's making news. Then we're going to talk about the streaming wars heating up again and how we are actually using streaming currently. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cue the transition music. Alright guys, before we get started, make sure to check out our buds over at parallaxmedia.one for some good old gaming journalism. The guys at Parallax gave us a place to share our podcast on their site, and we're super excited to be an official podcast of the Parallax Media Group. So, let's go ahead and get started. Hey Rowdy, what games have you been playing lately?
Okay, so first off, I knocked out Borderlands 3.
Ooh.
Great game. Absolutely loved it. I mean, just as good as the rest of them.
Did you collect loot?
I mean, it's kind of what you do.
Did you collect all the loot?
No.
Oh, okay.
I actually got a gun in the game that shoots guns.
That's amazing.
Like, it's a gun that you get.
Gunception.
And it shoots out 10 guns every time you pull the trigger. Then you could pick up said guns and use those guns.
Do they give you good guns? Like, is it like a...
Most of them are like, the common tier weapons. But
like
I have
if you
gotten...
just spend hours shooting guns, could you like eventually get good guns?
Okay, well, so it uses an in-game currency to do it.
Oh, God.
It's not something you have to buy. I mean, you find it in-game. Like, you can't buy this currency with real-world money. So, but you have, like, your money, and then you have iridium. And iridium is this purple rock stuff that you find in the game. And every time you shoot said gun that shoots guns, it uses 10 iridium. So you pay 1 iridium per gun. But I've actually gotten some rare guns out of it.
That's all I wanted to know, is there were good guns.
Yeah.
You lost me at math. But you can get guns from guns and make good guns from bad guns.
Or you could
there's
sell...
a sea of bad guns, and occasionally you'll get a good gun.
Or you could sell bad guns and make lots of money.
You sound
Lots
like
of money.
a gangster when you said that. All right. You can sell bad guns and make some money.
So let's see. What's next on that list? I'm still playing Dragon Quest XI.
Hey, man, I'm still kind of playing Ni no Kuni. So is what's going on in Dragon's Quest XI? Are you still enjoying it? How many hours in are you?
I'm still enjoying it. I'm 15 hours-ish into it.
So you just put your feet in it.
Kind
Like,
of.
wiggled your toes around the pool of dragons.
Maybe a little more. Not sure. But it's a game that I could keep coming back to because
Yeah.
I actually put it down to play Borderlands, picked it back up, and was able to play it. Still had fun.
Oh, okay.
But I've put it down again. because I'm playing some other games. I'm still been playing games on Apple Arcade.
You're still playing that stuff?
I'm thoroughly impressed with it because I've actually
it's just
gotten
soaking up all that Apple Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that. But at the same time, like, have you seen anything about What the Golf?
I have not. What the Golf is that?
It's a game that you could get on the Nintendo Switch store. I want to say for like $15.
Okay.
But I've gotten it for my $5 monthly fee because I'm on my second month now. I've actually paid a month for it now. But I played What the Golf, and it is the best golf game I've ever played because you use it's not just hitting the golf ball. Like so
Sounds
it's kind
very
of hard
philosophical
to
now that we're talking
because
about golf. Golf is not just hitting the ball.
There
are thought processes involved.
There was a hole where it said I had to get a hole in one, but the hole was actually the number one.
Philosophy.
Get it?
You have
so
to
then
be number one.
So then there's one time where I'm getting ready to shoot the golf ball, like my character's hit the golf ball, and my character's standing there. So I pull back on the control stick, and when I let go, my character went flying and not the ball.
I'm so confused now.
So now the character has to hit the flag that's at the hole.
This sounds complex.
There was another mission where I had to take all of these belongings from this house and knock them into the back of a moving truck. Then the moving truck drives through the course, and then I have to hit the house.
This game sounds amazing now. I don't know what's going on. It sounds like a Salvador Dali painting turned into a video game made of golf. It's pretty much what just happened.
Like I said, I'm still thoroughly impressed with Apple Arcade. And there's been some other games that I've seen on the Switch store that have been going for as much as $20, $25 that I'm getting to play for a $5 monthly fee.
I can understand that. I mean, it's kind of the Humble Bundle thing, too, again, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, except you get to choose all your games.
So let's see. I've also recently started Luigi's Mansion 3.
So I haven't bought that yet. I need to play it.
Okay,
Are you enjoying this mansion?
I loved Luigi's Mansion 1. Although you don't remember this.
Yes.
When Luigi's Mansion 1 came out, me, you, and a bunch of our friends sat up all night with a bunch of Mountain Dew.
Because I was a ghost.
We beat the game in one sitting. And it was awesome. I loved it. And when the second one came out, I got super excited and hated it.
It sucked. So is this one living up to the ethereal realms of the first one?
This is way more like the first one. So you move. Now, it takes place in a hotel, not a mansion. But you move from floor to floor, and then you solve puzzles, and you unlock the next floor. And it's more one continuous game, unlike the second one where it was like missions. And you beat said mission, and then it starts over.
Isn't it multiplayer?
Yes, it is. So you could do the story mode multiplayer, to where player 2 plays as Luigi, which is a surprisingly good concept. I thought it was dumb at first. Well, it actually works out a lot in this game.
So the more important question is, did you bring Luigi's Mansion today?
I did.
Sweet. Okay, I'm happy. All right, we'll try that out later.
When I was just going through my bag here, which is my mobile studio that I bring everywhere with me.
Drenched in apple Kool-Aid. Just
and
bring it out. No, I'm just joking.
I realized that was the only game I brought with me for the Switch. I left my game case at home.
That's okay.
But
you know the game.
I'm gonna leave one of the games that I've been playing out because you've been playing it too, and we're gonna talk about it quite a bit.
Yeah. So before we get there, I recently have been drinking the Microsoft Kool-Aid and got me a fancy Surface Pro 7. So
it's actually pretty nice.
I really like it. I can draw on it and make things. But
I draw pretty things.
I draw pretty things. I've actually had some fun with it in class too, because I'd been doing some of the sketches for the ads on the show, and I have this class that I do a free draw Friday. these little bitty first grader kids, and they love watching. I don't tell them like about the podcast or anything. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
But they love seeing Mr. Simply Travis, almost said my last name, going around with things like hammers and stuff and going on adventures. So when they get to do their free draw, I do my free draw on Fridays now, and I do it on the tablet, and they all want to see the process. It's actually been really cool. Now, I have it decked out in a plasticky case thing, so it's definitely not sleek anymore, but I'm pretty sure I could throw it.
It looks explosion-proof.
Yeah, it does. But I was going to talk about it because of gaming. I actually bought the higher-end model. I don't want to talk about how much I paid for it. Let's just say it's definitely in the Apple product range. So maybe the lower-end Apple product range, to be honest, but yeah. But I did get an educator's discount, which was nice.
Nice.
So the i7 model has a fan built into it, whereas all the other ones don't. So you can actually do some decent gaming. People have been playing Tomb Raider and things like it at 60 frames per second.
Nice.
Because the fan will kick on. It's slightly jet engine-ish, but really not that bad. That's what people said it was. There's microphones built into it, and you can hear it really well, but it's like a condenser mic idea.
Because they're listening to everything you say.
Yes, that's true. They're looking at me right now. But I can close the cover, so, that's cool. But I decided to try out Ori and the Blind Forest. Works really well on it.
Nice.
Looks good. And then I decided to do some streaming from the Xbox on it. Works perfectly, which I'll talk more about in just a bit. But really cool tablet thing, and I think we're going to have Apple and Microsoft wars in the future. If we attack each other with them, I think I'll win because mine has a case.
Yeah, I just realized, I've got my Mac Pro out recording everything.
Holy crap, I just realized all the stuff you have set up.
I have my iPad set up over here with our notes, and then you have your Surface Pro set up over there with the notes.
And then I have a ton of monitors over to the side that look like a junk shop. I'm going to get a hub for it tomorrow for dirt cheap. So.
Looks like an electric pawn shop in here.
It does. I feel like we should be filming a movie over here. All right, next game up is, speaking of, things like old electronic shops that are dead, Felix the Reaper.
Never heard of this game.
It's kind of fun, dude. It's a puzzle game. It's on Game Pass, so you can go play it. You are essentially a Reaper, but I talked about this, I think, last main quest episode. It's inspired by the idea of the Dance of the Dead from medieval art, and essentially these dancing around little skeletons. And so you're this dancing Reaper, but it's also inspired by the 80s.
Okay.
And they put them in a blender, and this is the game that happens. So you're a dancing Reaper, and you have to solve puzzles to kill the proper person. Yeah, that's Rowdy just pulled up a picture of it, and there's a Reaper with the headphones on, and it's really fun and cutesy, but man, it's kind of dark, and there's lots of blood.
It's weird.
Yeah, so you start out the game, and you have to kind of fix things that went wrong right at the beginning. And it's turn-based, and you cannot have the light touch you or you get destroyed.
Okay.
So it's just a fun little game. I would highly suggest it if you just got an afternoon and you want a fun little puzzle game. It's nothing graphically spectacular. The art style's kind of fun, but I think you would enjoy it.
I'm cool with that.
I think it would definitely be a good game on a tablet or a mobile platform.
Okay.
But man, I don't know what they were thinking with the right stick controls. So, okay, it's in 3D, and you got to spin it around and stuff. But whenever you hit the right stick to go right, they've really, it makes it spin up in the air, too. The camera controls hurt my brain.
Weird.
And I'm having fun with it, but the controls on the camera
are awful.
Are terrible. So, other than that, I'd highly recommend it. Let's talk about the game that I'm excited about.
All right,
I'm
man.
still excited about it.
We've both been playing the hell out of this game.
Outer Worlds. Man, I talked about it for 40 minutes already, and I'm still excited about it. Before the show came on, I was like, Rowdy's coming over. I still need to do show prep, but got to fit in some Outer Worlds real quick. Hold on, let me play this game.
Yeah,
So
it's that fun.
Yeah, I'm I'm still on the planet Monarch, which I think is a midpoint for a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of missions on Monarch. Apparently, a lot of the game takes place there. I've put 20 hours into this game, and I've probably been on Monarch for 8 of it.
So how do you feel about this game? Because I've been stupidly excited about it. You have not been as stupidly excited about it as I am.
Well, okay, so
that's how you are with Death Stranding. I think your hypest game of the year is Death Stranding.
oh yeah, we're gonna go into that.
Mine is Outer Worlds. So how do you...
My whole thing with the Outer
Bill.
Worlds is I really, 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 really love the Fallout series. But I did not get into the Fallout series until Fallout 3 when Bethesda got the license and just reskinned Elder Scrolls. It's actually what got me into...
Yeah, I mean, they're still using the same stupid engine.
I mean, I played Fallout 3 before I played Oblivion. So it's actually what got me into Elder Scrolls.
Ah, cool.
So I played the hell out of Fallout 3. I mean, just nonstop. But not a fan of like Fallout 1 and 2 and like that Brotherhood of Steel, like first person shooters.
So I didn't play the Brotherhood of Steel thing, but I like the isometric view Fallout things.
I mean, I own them. I've tried getting into
Dirty
them.
not Fallout fan.
Ooh.
I'm joking with you, man.
Ooh.
You know I can't. I don't mean. Well, I mean we're not. I'm not a Fallout fan anymore after 76.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna go into
Just
that.
think
a little
about
later.
it.
We're gonna go into
We'll
that.
go
a
with that
little
a little bit. Okay.
But so Fallout 3 was awesome, and then Fallout New Vegas was the next one. But Bethesda kind of handed this one over with all of their broken assets to Obsidian to make Fallout New Vegas, and I really, really liked New Vegas. But I played it on PS3, and it was a very rushed port. It was super buggy. It was kind of like Skyrim for PS3, where they had to put so many updates in it because every time, the bigger your save file got, the crappier your game got.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of Fallout New Vegas, it was just a buggy mess for me. So I had to replay it like a year or so later on PC, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very different compared to Fallout 3. There's a whole lot more audio choices. You could talk a lot more in this game, which I really like.
Yeah, and I think this game, like, aren't you playing more like dialogue focused than necessarily punch shoot things focused?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Fallout 4 came out. I really like Fallout 4. It was more like Fallout 3, less like New Vegas. But then, so Outer Worlds is technically the spiritual successor to Fallout New Vegas. It's Fallout in everything but name.
Pretty much.
Kind of.
And, I think we had been texting back and forth during this game because before Rowdy started playing it, I think he probably got a text every 30 minutes like, Rowdy, I'm playing Outer Worlds. Have you started Outer Worlds yet?
You're not the only person that did that to me.
Oh, good.
Peer
pressure.
Multiple
works.
people that I know have just been texting me, Rowdy, did you start it? Did you start it? It's like, no, I have other games I have to beat first. I was doing...
Get like a telegram and somebody's like doing a dancing thing. Did you get Did you start playing Outer Worlds? Stop.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because I had to beat Borderlands 3, and then I wanted to get more into Dragon's Quest before I started Outer Worlds, but I finally just broke down one day, started it up, and I love it. I mean, it's way more in depth than the Fallout games as far as specking out your character.
Oh gosh, yes.
My problem at first is this game isn't as big as Fallout, but I explored like a Fallout game. So I would get to a new area and I would literally go around the whole map trying to find all the places that I could unlock to fast travel so that once I started getting the missions, I could just fast travel to everything. But
Smart.
No, it's not smart in this game.
Oh, I like
it's smart in
not
Fallout.
smart. It's dumb, Rowdy.
In this game, I kept running across people who I'm not supposed to meet till like halfway through a mission.
Have you ran into that, like where you actually did a mission and they're like, can you please get this thing for me? I'm like, I already have it right here. Yes.
I almost messed up and did that.
I've done it a couple times.
I had something and then I ran into somebody who wanted something, but I hadn't gotten the quest and I hadn't talked to the other person so that I could see which side I wanted to side with. It was almost bad. that's the point that I realized I need to just, once I get there, do the first main mission, then
just party, have fun.
Because once you get somewhere, like the maps aren't that big, which is a good thing because I would get completely lost in a Fallout game trying to find stuff.
I would just wander. My wife knows this. Like, if I play a Fallout game, there's a main mission, but it ain't anywhere near me.
Oh, yeah.
It's way on the other side of the map, and I'm just like, oh, look at that over there. That's a cool-looking shiny thing. I want to try that.
Oh, look, a piece of candy.
Oh, candy.
Oh, look, a piece of candy.
Man.
Oh, look, a piece of candy.
Like a raccoon with a shiny tinfoil that's flying in the wind, and I just keep chasing, and it gets stuck in a jar, and my hand gets stuck in the jar.
Well, so this game actually keeps me more, I guess, focused on it now. Due to the small maps and stuff, but Monarch, like it's the biggest map that I've gotten to, man. Yet. Like I said, like I'm 8 hours into this, and I'm just now my quest list. I sorted by planet. My quest list is just now getting to where there's like only 3 or 4 quests in it, whereas it was super long at one point.
So, what are your thoughts on the game? Because this is one thing we discussed: is to you the game does not feel inspired or original.
Okay, so that doesn't make it a bad game to me, but the reason why I guess not necessarily uninspired, but like you said, maybe too inspired.
Yeah, like its influences are everywhere, man.
Because it's definitely, I mean, obviously it's Fallout.
Yeah, but it's straight up Fallout, you can tell.
But then like your crew, I mean, some of these people are straight up pulled from Firefly. I mean, in the fact that they call it a boat, and it's a rusty, like somebody called it like a rusty boat or something like that. It's like, I've heard that in Firefly before. And then your mechanic is or your engineer is basically Kaylee from Firefly. And Vicar Max, although super violent,
a little bit. The Vicar is insane,
man. Is kind of like Shepard from Firefly.
Vicar reminds me of like a what is it, the Evil Dead?
Bruce Campbell?
Yeah, he's like Bruce Campbell, but like a vicar. But
this is my boomstick.
He always has like something he says beforehand. It's like, I might be a man of God, but you're gonna explode. It's always something ridiculous.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not like, man of God, man of the law. It's
well, their religion.
Well, okay. So just quick breakdown. Scientism.
Yeah.
Is like extreme order, and that's what this guy follows. He believes in the grand architect and the law.
But he's trying to dissect it.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, he is some underhanded, scary dude.
You've gotten Felix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Felix is, I don't know how I feel about Felix, and he kind of reminds me of JD from Scrubs. Just his looks.
To me, he's
drop kicks people. And that's
kind of like a nice version of Jane from Firefly, because he is really good with guns.
Yeah, he's kind of dumb though.
Give him a grenade launcher.
Oh, he has the grenade launcher? That dude is scary with a grenade launcher.
I gave him a souped up, I think, plasma launcher.
Yeah,
which is a plasma grenade. Oh, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have to do much anymore.
He's a grenade launch and drop kicking fool.
It's funny because I don't like him.
Oh, I can't really stand him either. Like, I don't like his character at all. The ones I'm mostly like palling around with are Pavardi and do I like any of these companions all that much now that I'm thinking about it? I like Pavardi.
I don't like Sam.
I'm absolutely terrified of Sam because I have robophobia. Do you know what one of my selections are whenever I see Sam now?
Uh-oh. Scream.
That's literally the selection I have whenever I see Sam. So I have to get him off my boat.
So what's funny is I actually did because you have your character side quests where you can learn more about your characters. So I don't know if you've gotten to the mission where you have to take Pavardi drinking.
Yes, I have.
Well, I had Sam as my other member. So once you start getting all emotional and talking with each other and stuff, Sam chimes in with like something about, I don't know, like soap dispenser needs to be refilled or something weird like that.
Yeah,
It didn't go. It didn't go along with
unfortunate.
anything. I don't
He's
like
an
it.
unfortunate companion. All the other ones are interesting. Even the robot has more charisma than him. I clean stuff.
That is
far
Sam.
more interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever the dude's name is, Felix.
Felix, gotcha.
I can't even remember the guy's name. That's how bad it is.
On Monarch, I've actually used everybody except Sam. Right, because at first I went in with Ellie and Vicar Max, and their back and forth is pretty funny. I don't know if you've palled around with them
Ellie's
yet.
fine.
But
She's the one that's like she wants to be a space pirate.
oh yeah, she's the surgeon, but she
fun.
wants to be a space pirate.
Yeah, I like her.
But yeah, it's kind of funny with them. But right now I've been using Pavarti and Felix.
So, question. Do you think do you think Outer Worlds would be as popular right now if Fallout 76 didn't fall into a deep, dark pit of stupid?
Okay, so I absolutely loved Fallout New Vegas. So when I heard about this game years ago being developed by Obsidian and basically being a spiritual successor, I was all in, no matter what happened.
Oh, yeah, same here.
But Fallout 76 has got to be one of the biggest missteps in the past 5 years or so in video games. And this is Anthem has come out since then, and Fallout 76 is still a huge blunder.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, if Fallout 76 hadn't happened, I think that the vocal minority in the gaming industry would be trying to tear this apart.
I think so. And I think everybody's looking for them to be that hero, too. You know, like that fixes Fallout.
Well, yeah. So could this, I don't know, I guess still speaking in hypotheticals, could Fallout 5 or whatever the next Fallout's going to be called be put back in Obsidian's hands? Or do you think Obsidian would pass on it? Because Fallout New Vegas was a very troubled development cycle for them. Hence why there was a lot of bugs in the PS3 version. Bethesda rushed them to get it out, and Outer Worlds was not rushed.
So I don't think so anymore because Obsidian is now a Microsoft property.
True.
And they've made this new series that has been extremely popular. It's actually helped Game Pass dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
Because tons of people are getting that Game Pass Ultimate to play it either on PC. You can play it on PC or the Xbox with Game Pass. And I don't think they're going to compete against themselves anymore. If they've figured out the Fallout formula for themselves in a new series, we're going to see more Outer Worlds in the future.
Which is cool. I really love the Outer Worlds, man.
And I think we're going to see a lot of homages to, like, you know, old school Fallout. You know, even I think new planets you go to that are very Fallout-y.
Fallout-ish.
Fallout-esque. Yes. Fancy.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I think that's it as far as games that I've been playing lately. Have you played any more than that? Oh,
no.
I played the Goose Game.
Oh, yeah.
Played the Goose Game, Rowdy.
You like it?
It was wonderful. It was a honking good time. I had a blast with it, and I think my wife thinks I'm crazy now. But
I can see that.
She's mouthing, I already knew you were crazy before we got married. But no, I was having a really good time with it being a goose, and I think the goose is now my spirit animal.
I think the goose needs to be put in Smash.
I don't know about that yet, because everybody wants to put like these characters in Smash. I still don't think it's ready. I think maybe as like I was about to say a Pokeball. You throw a Pokeball and the goose comes out. But, you know, as one of the assist trophies, yeah, that thing. That'd be kind of fun.
No, man. Needs to be a full-on character, carry around a baseball bat, and the...
It steals the other characters' weapons.
Yeah, it takes a baseball bat, and then it's saying is...
It stole our microphones, dude.
You, mess with the bonk, or mess with the honk, you get the bonk.
You get the bonk.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and we're going to end this segment and go into news and views. guys. So let's go ahead and hit up the news. So we're not going to necessarily give you a whole bunch of news that you've missed out on since our last episode. We're going to kind of stick with what's pretty recent and happened this last week or within the last week or two. First up is news that I hate. Fallout 76. Rowdy, what do you think about... You've played more Fallout 76 than I have. I tried. I swear I tried it.
I tried to make Fallout 76 work.
So, do we need to pay $100 to make Fallout 76 work? $100 extra dollars?
And I mean, you could pay $100 extra to make Fallout 76 worse.
That is true. So, Fallout 76 is now charging a subscription price. Lame.
So real quick, you're not required to pay this.
No, you don't have to.
They're calling this Fallout First, and and basically like it gives you. Oh, I forgot to put in the notes. It gives you, I want to say it's like 1,600 atoms, which is the in-game currency.
Yeah.
Every month, you can get an unlimited scrap box. You could store unlimited things in your scrap box. You get the survival tent, which is a second fast travel spot for you. You get the Ranger's armor outfit, which is from Fallout New Vegas, or in new icons and emotes. But the biggest thing that is on here are the private worlds that they're calling it. They're not saying private servers.
Worlds.
Because it's not very private. If you have, like, let's say you're one of those people out there who has 100 or so people on your friends list, and you go into your private world, I'm doing air quotations.
Yes, I see them. They're flying everywhere.
Anybody from your friends list can just automatically join, which is kind of annoying because you want it to be private.
It's not very private. I want to invite them.
Exactly.
To my party.
Also, it seems like these are recycled servers because the first people to get on there were noticing that... some of the item boxes were already looted, and some enemies were already dead.
And people have put the toilet paper rolls in upside down, too. That was a big tip-off right there.
That means other people have been here. Also, the unlimited item scrap box was deleting items that people were putting into the box. Now, one of the main things that turned me off about this game was how hard it was to get some items. I'm going to tell you right now that if I put items in there and they disappeared, I would be livid.
And I think a lot of that too is usually it's like bad server optimization. Because, usually there's going to be these updates that happen throughout that it uploads everything that's changed in the system. And heck, I've ran into this like at work with Google Sheets. Like their server optimization is terrible sometimes. We lost, I think, like 100 different things we put in a spreadsheet. Yeah, let me tell you, it was not fun. I'm still dealing with that. But anyway, having flashbacks. But no, it's just not a very good system the way they have it. And it's just, man, it's not a fun game.
Well, and they just announced it at the worst time because
what just came out?
Well, no. Well, they were supposed to have this update, this NPC update come out. They pushed it back and then put this out.
Ew. Oh, they pushed the NPC update where it was going to be a single-player game?
Yes.
That's the whole reason why I even, looked at it.
They pushed that to next year and put this out instead. So let me break this down for you. So you can spend $100 for a year or $13 a month to be part of this Fallout First. Or you could spend $9.99, get Xbox Game Pass, play Fallout New Vegas and Outer Worlds.
And have a good time with your money. So this ticks me off now. Because I was holding on to... I got the 1X, and I got the Fallout version that they were selling $100 cheaper because nobody was buying them. They were stuck in the back of in the back of a warehouse somewhere in Newegg, I guess, and taking up space. So they're like, here, we're going to just take them away from us. And I bought it because it was cheap. It had that game built into it.
Absolutely no fun.
Yeah, and so I played it a little bit after the update that was supposed to fix things. Didn't fix it completely. It made it not good anyway. But anyway, so...
no update has fixed this game.
No update has fixed this. And I was super excited that the solo play was going to make a good Fallout game again, and I didn't have to deal with all this MMO junk I don't like.
Yep, nope, got pushed back.
Oh man, I wonder if they did that to see what the Outer Worlds is doing to steal ideas since they can't quite figure out the formula anymore. It's been lost.
Well, I mean, I don't know how they thought this was a good idea. Like, I mean, Outer Worlds is coming out, and there could have been people that
they could have competed.
Yeah, if they would have put out the NPC update, it could have competed because it was supposed to come out around this time frame. But they didn't put it out.
Keep adding fuel to this dumpster fire of a game, and they expect people to throw their money into the fire?
Dude, the fuel is flammable dumpster juice.
Flammable dumpster juice. That sounds like disgusting. Yeah, actually, that's gross.
You could bottle it up and get drunk off of it.
All right. Speaking of terrible ideas, BlizzCon just happened. All right, so we had a side quest where we talked about Blizzard, and I'm going to say it right now, I totally called it.
Yeah.
Blizzard on BlizzCon just announced a ton of games that I don't think they were ready for, just to make us not look at what happened with the BlizzCon controversy. And they had a really sorry apology.
We're sorry.
We're so sorry. So I'm going to read through this apology, and then we can kind of react and break it down and go from there. So you ready for this?
This is apology from Jab.
Yeah, from the guy that runs the place.
What's his name? James Allen James A. Brack.
Sure.
I know that's his last name.
All right. Blizzard has the opportunity to bring the world together, and we did not, said Brack. It's Brack. At BlizzCon 2019. I'm way too easily distracted some days. All right. We moved too quickly in our decision making, and then, to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with you. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, it's really two things. The first one is that we didn't live up to the high standards that we really set for ourselves. And the second is that we failed in our purpose. And for that, I am sorry and accept accountability. So before I keep going, what is their purpose?
To make video games.
Okay.
Good video games.
Sure. But I remember...
Mainly PC.
But remember, one of their things is that all voices were supposed to be heard. We talked about that in the past. Okay, so I guess that's the purpose they're talking about. They're not really being very open about that right there. We aspire to bring the world together in epic entertainment, he said. And I truly believe in the positive power of video games. Cool. As you walk around this weekend... I hope it's clear how committed we are to everyone's right to express themselves in all kinds of ways and all kinds of places, he said. And we have seen and heard many of you expressing yourselves this morning. You use your vacation and family time to be here in Anaheim with us, and we are so grateful that you're here this weekend. Our best moments are here in our shared passion for video games. So they actually are letting the Blizzard protests go on. I've actually seen pictures of Winnie the Pooh inside like the seating areas at this BlizzCon thing, because everybody outside of it's like wearing the Winnie the Pooh suits and have signs and stuff. So they're actually letting that go on, but
he's the only one that said sorry. He didn't say we're sorry.
Well,
he said I'm sorry.
My thing is, they've done A, B, and C for the Chinese government. They finally did give BlizzCon his money back, but he's still suspended for 6 months. Okay. There's not really a plan with this apology. It's just saying, sorry, dudes.
Yeah.
Not saying we're going to do better or we're going to actually, I don't know, do the things you want us to do. It just kind of ends there, and it's like, hey, look at all these games over here now. Look at all this cool stuff that you want to know about.
Yarp.
Yeah, and that's about it. Like, it still, to me, is kind of an empty apology in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I don't necessarily see it as a change. I'm still concerned about what's going to happen in the future. All their games are getting far more connected to the internet, and they've always been that. I mean, Blizzard, or Battle.net, it's like the beginnings of internet gaming in a way.
Oh, yeah.
But none of it's really going to have that in mind. I'm really afraid what's going to happen with Diablo 4. So Diablo 4 is coming out, right? It's darker setting. It's going to have a focus on Lilith. It's kind of scary looking. It's no longer bright and colorful is what a lot of people complain about on Diablo 3. Like, it's all dark and more Satan-y, scary. But it's an open world now. It's like an MMO.
So I want to try maybe point something out here. Did they say anything about Diablo Immortal?
It's gone.
I
think it's gone.
Okay, so
what?
is Diablo 4 just a remaking of a mobile Diablo game that they are now going to port over to consoles and PC?
That is my thoughts right now, and that's actually what I said would happen on this BlizzCon, is that you're going to see Diablo Immortal turn into something else, and it's going to be Diablo 4 on consoles, which everybody wanted because everybody was ticked off. But guess what?
You guys not have phones?
I have a phone. But that's the thing. It's basically the same gameplay ideas from Diablo Immortal that everybody was ticked off about.
And it's like an MMO, a shared open world.
It even has things like towns are now social hubs. You can chat, team up, world events, spawn big monsters. And you need a mount now to get through this game.
I'm out.
I mean, if I'm going to play Diablo, I expect to have a giant horde of monsters and baddies. I shouldn't be able to ride a horse through this. I mean, unless you're this cool, like, dude with a lance and stuff.
That'd be cool.
Okay, so...
But I'm out.
I'm hoping by the time Diablo 4 releases, they've actually put a plan in place to make it to where people won't be blocked in the games that they play. Because there have been things... my dog is snoring. Is that what the distraction was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Belle always... We have a pit bull over here, and she is the prima donna of the house, and she's making it known that she's still here. We took her little jingly things off, and she's still making it to where she can be heard. All right. Anyway, so I completely lost my train of thought. Thanks, Belle.
Talking about Diablo 4.
Okay, Diablo 4, I'm hoping they fix some things as far as the free speech aspects of it go, and that we won't see people that like maybe make a name that is something that wouldn't, like let's say you have Winnie the Pooh as your name in the game and they don't try to ban you with it. Stuff like that we're seeing now with Blizzard. Because some of the stuff looks cool. I am kind of excited about the druid in the game. Because I haven't seen a druid in a game like this. You know what druids kind of are? Okay, so you can turn into a bear.
You should name your character Pooey the Wind.
Sure. Gee. All right. So I know a lot of people are excited about it, but I shared this with a friend of mine, and it's like, oh, look, Diablo 4, and he was super excited about it until I was like, oh, yeah, but it's like an MMO now. All right, next up is they have some new World of Warcraft stuff. Next expansion is Shadowlands. It releases next year. Yeah. Okay, whatever. All right, so it's an expansion. They're also making it to where you can't go over level 60. Hey, look over here, Rowdy. Don't look at Hong Kong. Overwatch 2 is out.
Ugh.
It's in development. It's a sequel. It's going to focus on co-op and PvE modes.
Yeah, so I saw something about how there's going to be like a single player-esque story or like a co-op story to go along with it.
There's lore built around it. They can make a story, I guess.
I get higher pissed with everything?
Yeah.
Trying to say as a question?
Sure. Okay. So, hey, you can bring all your skins and cosmetics over there.
That's actually kind of cool because people put a lot of money into that kind of stuff. And I mean...
And you got to pay for that game on subscription, though. I don't know why you'd pay extra for that, me personally.
So, I mean, it's kind of cool that you could bring all that over. I mean, not that I play the game or anything, but...
Yeah, exactly. Hey, let's talk about something you're excited about.
I am so excited about Death Stranding.
But I hear bad things are happening.
All right, so the embargo was up yesterday.
Dun,
so
dun, dun.
all the reviews...
It's really early for an embargo to be up.
Well, the game comes out next week.
Yeah, but usually, like, if... I'm going to... Usually, if you have questionable reviews...
Mm-hmm.
Your embargo is like the day of or the day before. It's a whole week before.
Kojima's not scared.
Kojima ain't scared of anything.
He ain't scared.
Kojima come up and jump out of a box and punch you in the face.
So
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so the embargo was lifted yesterday, and everybody started putting out their reviews and started talking about what they could. Because part of the embargo said that they were not able to share any video footage past Chapter 3 in the game. So you're not seeing a good portion of the game. Like, you're only seeing like the green mountainous area. Well, apparently there's also a desert type area and a very snowy mountain type area, which changes the way that you play the game. But I think this is going to be the most divisive game of the year.
Dude, right now, I just pulled up Metacritic. I think you're right. Because the average score is almost the same as Outer Worlds.
Yes.
But
so Metacritic's given it an 84.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to get technical,
it's not bad.
Everything that I've seen from Outer Worlds is high 80s. Either like I want to say IGN gave it like an 8.6, 8.7, somewhere high in there. So it's either people love it or they hate it. So is Kojima's first post-Konami game for you? Travis, I don't think this game is for you.
Why not, Rowdy?
So I'm going to read a quote from PC Gamer.
Okay.
Let's see here. So, for Kotaku reviewer Heather Alexandra, Death Stranding's narrative is spellbinding.
I like spellbinding.
But ultimately, it's one better conveyed through gameplay. Here, the mechanics are the message. On the other hand, don't expect a review from our friends at Edge Magazine anytime soon, as they ran out of enthusiasm long before we ran out of time.
Ooh.
Woof.
Woof.
They actually put that in there. Woof.
They wrote woof. I thought you wrote woof.
No. They wrote that. So,
wow.
IGN states, Kojima may be famous for making games where you play as a snake, but he's asking you to be a snail in this one.
God, this is like all the worst writing.
Okay, but here's the thing. So you play as Solid Snake through all of the Metal Gear games. Why can I not remember that for a second there?
Getting old, Rowdy.
So in this one, like, you have to do a lot of walking. A lot of walking.
It's a walking simulator game.
So it's a lot of snail-paced type things going on.
Didn't we kind of expect that, though? I mean, everything before they showed gameplay really was just like, you know,
I mean, I expected it. I don't know about everybody else.
Running around.
So let's see. Let me get back to my notes here. So the main theme is about bringing the world together.
Ooh, sounds positive.
Well, so I heard about there was going to be a social aspect to this game, and
does not sound positive.
I got a little worried.
So what are they doing to make this game social?
Okay, so social wise, basically what happens is while you're so you trek to different parts of the game delivering these packages. Basically, the only reason you're really delivering stuff is because it's something that cannot be 3D printed.
So this is like FedEx Simulator,
but very
UPS Simulator.
Sci-fi with
USPS Simulator.
Dead stuff and acid rain.
Amazon Simulator in the city. I've worked for the post office. I've seen things. Okay,
but
sorry.
so the social aspect of the game is once you've made it to an area, you try to convince people of this area to join the Chiral Network, which is a network created by the government to reconnect America after the cataclysmic event, the Death Stranding.
So what actually happens during the Death Stranding? I don't understand this.
Okay, so the Stranding, or the Timefall, is storms that roam the U.S. The rain in these storms degrades everything. It accelerates time. Therefore, everything will degrade quicker. So anything you have on your back, like the protective cases for the packages, or your ladders, or anything that you have with you, will degrade over time.
It's like Necromancer Time Wizard Rain.
Yes, actually.
That made sense.
And
okay.
inside this rain, you have BTs, which are called beached things, which these are things that are in the world of the dead. And you can't see them, but you have this little thing on your back that can sense them, as well as your BB, your bridge baby, which can sense them as well. So you have to decide if you're going to take the long way around and avoid said storm, or if you're going to go through it and worry about your package and stuff like that degrading in the rain.
Yeah, because you can get a bad review.
Nobody wants a bad review.
Nobody wants a bad review nowadays.
So once you get into said area and you convince them to join the chiral network, then everything that you built along the way, like a battery charger to help recharge your exoskeleton, or let's say you actually had enough to build part of a highway that now shows up on other people's games. And you could actually have a like system where you can like it and the things that are more liked stay in the game. So it goes back to Kojima's trying to unite a divided America.
Okay.
Well, divided as in the America in this game. Like,
yeah.
No, I'm not
it's
trying
all
to
some
go,
grand political
I'm trying to stay away from that.
Yeah. Is that what he's trying to do though? Like, is he trying to make some sort of?
I mean, I don't know.
I haven't read into it. So anyway, good. Sorry.
So the BTs, the BBs,
BT dubs.
So the bridge babies, the little things that they carry around, are actually babies born from mothers that died before childbirth. And they call these still mothers instead of like a stillborn baby.
Gotcha.
The mother is a still mother. So since the babies can see things in the dead realm because of the mother dying prior to birth, this is why they can sense the beached things. God, I mean, it just gets crazier and crazier in here.
It sounds a little bit like the first Pillars of Eternity, but in reverse. In that game, you had the Hollowborn. So It was babies born without a soul.
I wonder if that's going to be something in this game. Because there's still a lot we don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
So, piss grenades.
What?
I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to read that.
Oh.
I put in my notes, Rowdy, don't say piss.
Sounds all right. So
no,
what are these urinating grenades?
No idea what they do. None at all. But one of the reviews I was watching from Inside Gaming, let's see here, Lawrence Sontag from Inside Gaming states he made 3
pee-pee
urine grenades while relieving himself in game. So I don't know if you saw the trailer, but there was a trailer where they were showing gameplay, and Norman Reedus takes and starts relieving himself in game. So the person that's playing is trying to turn the camera to try and see what's going on, and his character keeps turning away from it. Back to the camera.
Oh, man.
But apparently, I mean, I don't know if he's making stuff up, but he said he made 3 urine grenades. And apparently you can use these against the beach things.
I'd be curious what version of Rockstar energy drink that he's drinking that causes these to be explosive.
Funny thing you mention that. Because one of the things in this game is Monster energy drinks.
Oh.
So there's branding in this game.
Really? I wouldn't expect it in this game.
It's weird because you feel like
gotta pay the bills somehow.
Maybe Kojima is doing this as a joke, because there's one section where your character, Sam Bridges, which is Norman Reedus, he goes to take a shower. So he's stepping into the shower, and before you see anything, the doors close. And on the doors to the shower is an advertisement for Norman Reedus' show on AMC.
Huh.
So it's almost like it might be a joke.
I don't know.
It's still an advertisement.
Does anybody know what Kojima does things for nowadays? I mean,
no.
You look at Metal Gear games, and they're just weird. I never really got into them because I don't like sneaking in video games.
Well, you're not going to like this game.
Oh, God. Because if I can't... I'm bad at sneaking.
There's a lot of sneaking in this game.
Dude, I'm dead. Because, like, even Deus Ex. Like, I really like Deus Ex.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so bad at sneaking, though, that it just got to the point where I got really good at, like, screwing up and then blowing things up. Because... that's all I could do. Like, one dude sees you, and then there's 50 people after you, and, you know.
So to break down how long this game is, I watched quite a few reviews yesterday. I probably spent 3 hours just yesterday watching reviews and what people thought about this game. And I mean, it was everything from people absolutely loved the game to they played 5 hours and hated it to they powered through and beat it in like 40 hours but still didn't like it at the end, to people who have gone 50 hours into it. They're only halfway through the game and loving every minute of it. One review I watched, there were 5 people, and nobody had the same opinion of the game.
That's interesting. So it's real divisive. Like you said, it's going to be
very, very divisive.
one of the most divisive games out there.
But one of the last things I wanted to touch on before we move to the next thing, there are tons of cameos in this game, including Conan O'Brien, who gives you an otter suit that helps you swim better. Also, you swim like an otter when you have it, like on your back.
You can swim better than all the otters that are playing. Yes.
In the otter suit, you have what looks like a little otter head.
Oh my gosh!
Looks like a little otter.
My wife is gonna want to play this game just because of the otters.
But one of the guys that on the review I was telling you about, he powered through because he was contractually obligated to do a review. And he wasted a lot of time. He was like, well, I had to visit the in-laws in Canada, and I had a whole lot of stuff, so I had to power through. And he beat the game in 37 hours, but never ran into Conan O'Brien.
That dude's elusive.
Yeah. But there's a whole lot of cameos in the game. Like, I think Edgar Wright, the director for some of the Simon Pegg movies, is in it.
I still think this is all excuses for Kojima to hang out with famous people.
That's basically it, man.
Yeah, I've said this from the very beginning.
Now,
it's just like him and Norman Reedus go out and like on a road trip somewhere. It's like, we're gonna make a game while we're hanging out.
Watching some of the videos of Kojima and Norman Reedus like hanging out, it's pretty funny.
It's all fake, man.
But one thing,
actors,
they don't speak the same language.
Acting.
So, one more thing I want to point out about it is that one person brought up the storytelling aspect of the game. They feel like Kojima may have skimped on editors, because when you write a story, then you have the editors come in who trim the fat.
Yeah.
Like, why does this need to be in there? Why does that need to be in there?
Plot hole A matches up with what's supposed to, yeah. Makes sense.
They said there are parts of the game that they played that they feel could have been trimmed down, because something will happen, and then they'll explain it. Kind of like how I have that joke of where I always say, get it? Get it? When something's super obvious, and then I explain it, and everybody hates it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it was kind of like that, and they feel that could have been trimmed away, almost like they feel like we wouldn't have been smart enough to get it.
Gotcha. So they just over-explain things.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a plasma gun. Plasma is made by superheating ions and whatnot. Do you have ammo for this plasma gun, which is made from overheating ions and whatnot? Yeah, is that kind of like? I'd imagine it's kind of like stuff like that in the.
I mean, you don't get plasma guns.
I know. I was making up an example.
Oh, you get a sticky gun.
Sticky gun.
Yeah, you know, like those little hands that you like. You swing and they like stick to glass and stuff. So it's like a gun that you could like shoot, and you can
just slaps people.
And it can grab a package on one of the bad guys' backs and steal it from them, and then you can run.
I still can't fathom like packages like from the mail being stolen from demons right now. It's just, to me, my brain doesn't compute. It's just like the weirdest. I think that's what you called it at the beginning. It's package simulator.
It was what did I call it? UPS Simulator 2019. I think is what I called it when I first saw it. But no, I'm super excited, and we should probably move on because I'm going to keep talking about it.
All right. So next thing is Kotaku is making news, but not in the way you would expect. They're getting pretty grumpy about the people that bought them. Well, this round of buyings.
Yeah, I came across this watching a video from Inside Gaming, and they were talking about crazy unskippable ads and ads with audio that you couldn't turn down. And what is it? The people from Kotaku were sharing tweets about how to get in contact with their parent company to try and take away the ads. But I haven't really seen much. Like I went there, and granted, I use an ad blocker and VPN and stuff like that. So I didn't see anything like that on there. To me, it just looked like IGN normally does, like with normal advertisements.
And so that was the thing too, because we were chatting about this before the show, and I went on there and I loaded up. I used Brave browser, and it's like, man, I don't see any ads.
Yeah.
So, okay, apparently, well, that's what that browser does. So let me try Internet Explorer, Edge, whatever they call it nowadays. And, I saw ads, but nothing was to the extent that it seems like they're complaining about. It just seemed like what I would expect to see from like a regular news site like CNN or Fox News or something. So I wasn't really catching the complaint, but I guess it was worse in that Great Hills Partners, which are the now owners of the company, have already fixed things.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Or maybe these people are like on Netscape browsers and just don't have any sort of blocking on ads nowadays. Netscape, man.
They were using, what was that? Was it free internet, whatever, where you get like 10 hours of dial-up internet every month for free?
Yeah, you get that on a CD. You remember those things? Man, I got this tablet. It doesn't even take CDs nowadays.
Nothing takes CDs now.
It's barely got ports on it. Except it wants, it's USB-C port, and they want you to plug things in that gives you more.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I did a little bit of research, and we're not going to go into it too far, but this whole issue with ads, this company has kind of gone through the ringer lately. So Kotaku is part of a large group of websites that include Deadspin, Jezebel. I had the list loaded up. There was a whole bunch of different ones. Gizmodo Media Group was okay. Anyway, so there's a bunch of different sites that they're involved with, Engadget, IO9, all this other stuff. They were originally owned by Gawker, and then they got destroyed by Hulk Hogan. We can blame all the ads on Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan, well, we can't tell you why. Gawker released a video, and Gawker owned, Gizmodo owned this website, Kotaku, and all these others. He had a personal video.
It got released. Invasion of privacy.
Yeah, and Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster, sued him for $135 million.
He leg dropped the hell out of him.
Oh, man, it was bad. It was like, and when you're watching wrestling, you see people do like a special move to a bad guy, and they're immediately done.
The leg drop is awful.
Leg drop destroyed this company. I mean, and the thing that kills, like we were talking about this earlier, leg drop is kind of a worthless wrestling move.
It's not a power bomb or anything like that, or like a fireman's carry slam.
Absolutely, and heck, I've lost a tooth to a power bomb. I got kicked in the face when I power bombed somebody, and I power bombed him and pinned him. It was done, but I won. But anyway, so there's. I've never understood that about Hulk Hogan, but I'm kind of digressing. So since that happened, Gawker lost a ton of money, and that's a lot of money to lose. So they got sold to Univision. So Univision is a huge media conglomerate, and they bought them for $135 million. I think Hulk Hogan sued them for $140 million.
Okay.
Then Univision bought them for $135 million. Well, Univision lost money on the deal.
I can see that.
A lot of money. In fact, Univision sold this company for $20.6 million to this Great Hills Partners. That's over $100 million lost. That's how bad this company that's running all this Geo Media is what it's now called. Because it used to be Gawker Media. I guess they didn't think that was hip and cool enough, so they called it Geo Media. Is doing in general. Now, I'm not saying Kotaku is necessarily doing that bad, but we looked up some things, and Kotaku's not doing that great, really. But, so what's happening is they're having, with all these Geo Media companies that are owned by Great Hills Partners, Great Hills is moving things around and shifting things around. They're changing the way things are written for those sites. They're cutting fat in some areas. They're adding ads to try to keep it afloat. And that's kind of the thing, is like, where do we find the line in gaming journalism?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you right now, like, if I go to a website and there's a full page ad, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm out.
Like, what are some things that you like? You go to a gaming website and you're just like, eh.
If I see an
turn
autoplay
around.
ad, like if especially on mobile, like when you pull up one of those sites and you see like the little video on the bottom and you can't get rid of it, and it plays all the way through and it's loud and it has nothing to do with anything I've looked up in the past because we can't get away from cookies now.
Cookies,
But
cookies.
I mean, like if that pops up, I'm out. A lot of the websites will have the annoying ad where you're scrolling through, you're trying to read. And then once you get to a certain part and you start to scroll, like the ad, it scrolls over the ad and has this weird effect where like you have to scroll through that. Hate it. I'm out.
And so, yeah, I'm kind of in the same thing. If anything plays music, I nearly throw my phone out of the room. Now, we're talking about mobile, though.
Yeah.
For a desktop side, it's a bit different. Like, if there's a scrolling ad, as long as it's not, like, interrupting the readability of it, I don't mind. Because whenever I went to Kotaku, and I'll be honest, I don't go to Kotaku very often.
Yeah.
I see most of their stuff through Twitter, which is probably part of the reason why Kotaku's not doing very good, is because I'm reading all their stuff from Twitter. But instead of their website. And it wasn't that bad of a thing to me. Like, there were ads. There were AdSense ads. And there were videos playing, but it didn't play sound or anything. So maybe we caught this at the end of it.
Maybe so.
I don't really know. But,
maybe it got blown out of proportion.
Yeah, and there's some other things, too. Like, there's a lot of rumors going around that Kotaku is going to disappear. Have you heard any of that?
Yeah. Since Deadspin has been in a
Deadspin.
People are talking about Kotaku may possibly be on its way out, which is sad because there's a bunch of good writers at Kotaku, a bunch of people who actually do investigative journalism.
Yeah. Some that I can't stand at all, but
I'm
not going to go into that. I've gotten in trouble on Twitter already for that.
But at the same time, like, I don't know. I've really only gone, like Travis, I've only gone to Kotaku when I've seen, like, big news articles breaking. Like when everybody got crazy about crunch time and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess that's part of the problem, not going to all these websites. I normally just go to IGN every day. Yeah,
so that goes into the next thing. Like, how do you actually get your gaming news nowadays? I'm straight up, like, I use Twitter like a news feed. And honestly, though, like, since the podcast has gotten a little bit bigger, I'm starting to follow some more people, I'm not really using it as much of a news feed anymore. I need to go to my personal account, which I try to keep away from all that, to use it as a news feed. But there's not a website that I go to anymore that I like all that much, except for, I'll go visit our friends at Parallax. But as far as like a pure news for gaming website, it's like a menagerie of randomness in Reddit.
So I'll go to IGN every day, but a lot of the other stuff I watch is gaming news on YouTube from different YouTube sites. Like, I really like Inside Gaming. God, what are some of the other ones? Some like independent type stuff.
Yeah, there's like My Nintendo News and stuff like that are pretty good.
Yeah.
But, there were some that I used to go to back in the day that every day I would go to, like Nintendo Joe. I'm a big Nintendo fan, so you're going to hear a bunch of stuff like that. Nintendorks was a good humor site. IGN, of course. And there were sites like that I feel what's happened over time as social media platforms have taken over, they have to go to those social media platforms and follow all the rules of the social media platform to get their stuff moving. That's the only way to get it out. I think we've ran into that issue here with Lamer Gamers, is that we are beholden to all these other platforms, and getting people to visit you directly is not something that's really done anymore.
No, like, we don't even have a website.
We do.
Oh, we do?
We have a website, lamergamers.transistor.fm.
Oh, I thought you meant like an actual, like, lamergamers.com.
No, we do. We do have a website.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
all right.
Yeah. I need to actually code like a real website, though, because it's just like our built-in thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Transistor provides it for us.
Yeah, I know we have
that. But yeah, we have lamergamers.transistor.fm. Go there. But honestly, that may be a cool thing to make.
Oops.
It's okay. Honestly, all of our stuff, I wouldn't expect it either, though, because all of our stuff comes through Twitter.
Pretty much.
That's what we do. And that's really our best outreach that there is there. Because what good does a website do?
I mean, nothing. People go through apps now for everything.
Bingo. We need to make an app.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. Anyway, so, me personally, I don't think Kotaku's going anywhere. I think what's going to happen, this is just my personal thoughts, I think this company is going to be trimming down quite a bit of things, trying to make it profitable, because there aren't a whole lot of hits going to them, so they got to figure out a way to get something going. If you like somebody from Kotaku,
follow them.
Bingo. You better start following them on social media now, because if the history of the Great Hills partners, from what they've done with Deadspin, what they're doing with things like Jezebel and all these other sites, they're about to cut the fat. And you're going to have to follow these people on social media platforms if you like what they're doing, and go support them. Because I just don't see gaming journalism's in a free fall right now.
Yeah.
All over. It's really hard to make money on this. We've kind of found, and this was kind of like the depressing talk earlier, because we were trying to figure out, how do we get this to go bigger?
We do this for free and have jobs.
Bingo. So, where is gaming journalism? Where is it going? I think is the bigger question, and I think we're going to kind of break this down in a future side quest in the future. Future. Discussing, what has happened to gaming journalism over the years. Anyway, do you have any more you want to say with that? Because I'm getting depressed.
No, just follow everybody on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's what I've done. Like all the people that I like at IGN or Kind of Funny, Inside Gaming. There were some people that I was following at Rooster Teeth and found out through them, because Rooster Teeth got acquired by Warner Brothers recently.
Really? Did they?
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Like Warner Brothers, AT&T. And so Warner Brothers came in and forced a layoff in Rooster Teeth, saying that some people were redundant. Like some of the jobs they had were redundant. And I found out, I was following some of the people who got laid off. Mm-hmm. Probably wouldn't have known otherwise.
Yeah.
Follow these people, seeing as you have all these big corporate buyouts. You don't know what's going to happen with a lot of these people.
And one thing that is changing, I was telling Rowdy about this law. There's a law that happened in California to where they're changing how many freelance articles you can do a year. It's maxing out at 40. Freelance gaming journalism is about to go all sorts of wild.
Yeah, but freelance pretty much is gaming journalism.
Bingo. And that's the thing. And they're about to cap it at 40. Well, I think we're going to see a big change, because a lot of our gaming journalism our groups are generally centered around places where tech is huge. You're talking San Francisco, Los Angeles. You are seeing more in places like Austin, and you see it in New York. But the big stuff is still between San Francisco, LA, and Austin at the moment. I think you'll probably see more heading towards Austin. That just seems to be the general movement at the moment. So, hey, maybe we'll get to drive up to Austin and talk to some people.
It's cheaper to live in Texas, man.
It is, dude. Especially out here in the middle of the swamps.
All right, so we ready to move on?
Let's move on.
Next section.
Fake news. Have you heard any good rumors lately?
Man, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, honestly, there's not a whole lot. And most of the rumors that I was going to talk about came true. But I did hear a couple of them. I've sneaked around the internet looking through the dark, murky depths of some websites I did on a search.
Reddit?
Yeah, Reddit. I think N4G.com too. All right, so first up is Retro Studios hires a Halo artist for Metroid Prime 4. Now, Metroid Prime 4 has had some rough times.
Yeah, it basically started over.
Yeah, pretty much. And so I don't know what went wrong, but they're even pulling in people from Halo series now, which is What do you think? Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
I
for it to be
mean,
more Halo-y.
the artists from Halo, I mean, they know sci-fi.
Yeah, I just never really liked the art in Halo, I guess.
Well, I mean, they're not necessarily going to use art from Halo.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Metroid Prime series is already so different from actual Metroid. Like, I don't know. It could be a good thing. I mean, these people do know sci-fi.
I know.
You want to see a really good video? There's the sound engineer from one of the Halo games showed how he was recording some of the alien noises, and he was just recording his pug.
Yes.
Like it was like walking around and like breathing, and like that's how they made noises from some of the aliens.
I could probably do this with Belle. We could make an alien game with this prima donna little bulldog or pit bull over here.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Belle.
Isn't that right, Belle? She does these whines, and I bet if we put her whines on some weird like modulation or something, it would sound frightening. All right, so next up, one that's actually kind of dangerous. Call of Duty, the new one, the Modern Warfare type game, might be bricking Xbox One consoles. You ever heard of the term bricking?
So wait. So is this like just regular Xbox Ones? Or...
One S's, I believe, is what it was showing.
Okay.
So I mean, you might want to hold off.
I'm not gonna play it.
I wouldn't play it anyway. But this has been going around Reddit, and it's kind of scary, dude, to be able to release a game that is literally like breaking your system. Which,
not
if
long
this was
ago,
the 360, I mean, you could look at it and it'd break. But
not long ago, Borderlands 3 was actually running too hot and shutting consoles down.
Oh snap!
That was a rumor. I've never seen it. I'm sure there's maybe video somewhere out there, and I'm sure that these people were probably also marathon gaming it. But at the same time, like, it's pretty scary that there's a
Or
game
like wrapping it in towels and putting it in the back of entertainment system
Christ.
with a bunch of dogs and never vacuuming around it. Yeah.
Ring of death.
I put it in my bed with me. It's nice and warm. I use it to cool my covers at night because I don't have a heater. You know?
Do you think that actually having the disk drive spinning would make things hotter and run different than, say, if it was just a digital download?
I mean, there's a possibility because you're looking at a motor in there, and motors, when they spin, they create heat, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless it's consistently, constantly running.
Can you do that again?
Roddy's going to make a loop of this. That's what it sounds like to me. All right. All right, next up, SNK Copyright is hinting at a Terry debut. Terry from the SNK Fighters game, King of Fighters, all that stuff. Yeah, that's it. Don't have much. It's coming soon. We already knew this.
Well, is this a copyright for Smash, or is this going to be like a new King of Fighters, or maybe a new, what is it, Fatal Fury or Final Fight? What game was he in? I think Fatal Fury.
I'm not 100% sure. I can look it up on the magic of Google search.
Yeah, I think it was Fatal Fury. So if they're copyrighting the new Terry debuts, I mean, it might be.
Right. Okay, so here we go. A tweet by NintenZ says, a new spirit in the game has SNK copyrights. Okay, so they were looking at, the game has all those little spirit characters and stuff.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, Terry has been announced. We know that he's been announced. They were not expecting, they were expecting like a 2-month turnaround or something, basically. But the rumor is that, hey, he might be showing up Friday night. So, this upcoming week. So that's something.
That's cool.
We'll see. Yeah, I guess if you're interested in the game. I'm kind of honestly burnt out on it.
On Smash.
I need to play it again, I guess. Some of the new characters are okay. All right, so the big one.
I'm actually excited about this. I didn't know about this till today.
Black Friday sales leak from Walmart. It looks like the Nintendo Switch Lite is going to be 25% off at $149 for a system that just came out.
Dude, that's ridiculous.
But
just remember.
Uh-oh.
Those things are breaking.
That is true. Them Joy-Cons be drifting.
Yeah, like Tokyo drifting.
Oh, bad
Way
joke.
out there.
Also, big one, 33% off on the OG Switch. So Big Daddy Switch and the toaster is going to be $199 instead of $299. Those are like 90s consoles prices.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There were some consoles in the 90s that cost like $600, $700,
yeah, but
$800.
Nintendo never wanted to release a system over $199 initially. Like that was their go-to price point. Let's not talk about the Jaguar, which was like what, $800.
Philips CDI.
Yeah, the PlayStation
like
3
that.
was $4 million or $600. It was one of those.
Dude, I forgot how much the PlayStation 3 was at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that was all part of the. There was a fight with HD Blu-ray or HD DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And they incorporated the Blu-ray into them, and it made it cost a lot more. Granted, they won the war.
Yeah.
But
Xbox 360, like they went the HD DVD route.
But it was an add-on.
But it was an add-on.
There was actually
that's terrible.
Well, I think they were playing the long game though, because Microsoft, the 360 was the first console to do streaming, digital streaming. So there's some things going around that it's a possibility like Microsoft was pumping in money to Toshiba to keep the whole wars going on between Blu-ray and HD DVD, so they'd waste money just so they could perfect digital streaming. And what's big now?
Look, there's a way to always tell what's going to win. I'm not going to say it on this podcast because it's adult oriented.
Oh yeah.
But watch Tropic Thunder. They have the perfect theory on how if there's warring technology, if one industry picks that technology, it wins.
Pretty much. All right. Next up is the PlayStation 4. Both of these are 1 terabyte models, and the Xbox One S, for a smooth $149 also. These are some pretty darn good prices. There are going to be systems flying off the shelf at Walmart.
Dude, that's really awesome because you should never get a console these days that's less than a terabyte in the hard drive. Like you have an external hard drive on your Xbox, don't you?
Yeah, I have an extra one.
Yeah,
I made sure I'm not gonna get it because all them Game Pass games fill up space really quick.
Man, I bought a launch PS4 and it had 500 gigabytes in it, and I was like, I'll never fill this up. And then I started doing all digital games.
Yep.
Well, since I've upgraded to the PS4 Pro, I have a 1 terabyte system, and I've come close to filling it up.
So what we're going to do, because Black Friday is coming up, the holidays are coming up. It's almost time for the Christmas songs to start playing after that turkey dies and is eaten. Yeah. It'll start playing beforehand, actually. But we're going to actually have the lamer gamer holiday guide, the lamest gaming holiday guide, whatever you want to call it. We're going to talk about what to buy, especially if you have kids, you have, your grandma wants to play a game, I guess. We'll go ahead and talk about, in a side quest, what you should buy. Maybe we can come up with some price points to spend, like if you have $200 you want to spend on a kid, if you want to spend that much money on a kid.
Nah.
Yeah. Or what you want to really buy for yourself and just kind of say that you're buying it for kids.
That's true.
That's what my parents did. That's how the original NES was bought at my house. Yeah. My dad wanted to play Mario. I stole it from him.
Yeah. So the lamest, gamest, holidayest guide around.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that coming up. But that's a really cool Black Friday sales leak. We'll start looking up some more and have this ready for you before Black Friday, so you can determine which place you're going to camp out at and waste your time. Money. Buy cheap things.
I'm camping out on internet.com.
The only time I ever want to camp out is whenever there's a new system.
Nope, not doing it.
But those were so fun. I'll say my favorite one was GameCube. Yeah, people brought gumbo up and hot chocolate. That was the best time. People had their Game Boys hanging around outside of Walmart in the middle of nowhere.
You're old.
I am, dude. It's awesome. All right, I don't really know if we need transition music because that was a really short segment.
Yeah.
You're going to see probably a lot more rumors flying around after the holidays because right now they want you to spend money on what's here and now.
Yarp.
So we'll probably see more rumors coming up around January and after as it gets closer to E3. So let's go into streaming wars. They're heating up, man.
Yes.
So you have been wanting to tell us about what you actually do now.
So I've actually been trying out lots of different streaming applications. There we go. Go to a friend's house, and I've been streaming my PS4.
Ooh.
So I mean, this is miles away.
PS4 on the go.
Streaming my PS4 to a PC laptop, to my MacBook Pro, to my iPad, to my iPhone. Just streaming the PS4 to as many different things as I can, because there's an app for it, and then you basically just load everything up. As soon as you connect, you're able to hook a PS4 controller directly into either your PC, your Mac, whatever. It all Bluetooth to it, and then you can play. And I've had very, very minimal latency, or if it's even noticeable. I've also streamed Steam the same way, because you could download the Steam Link app this way. Again, very little to almost no noticeable latency.
Is this a Sony app that's doing the streaming? What are you actually using to stream the PlayStation?
For the PlayStation, I'm actually using the PS app.
It's so it is like a in-house.
Yes, it is an in-house thing. And then obviously the Steam one
out of the house. They should steal that from me.
So then the Steam one is also, it goes through the Steam Link or whatever, stuff like that. And we were trying to also see how to stream Xbox. So you can't necessarily stream Xbox right now unless it's on the same network. And I don't really see a need to stream in the same network, like at my apartment. I mean, some people, like if you had a big family or something like that, that would be great, to where, you know, somebody's using the TV, you just go in the bedroom and you could play your Xbox on a tablet.
They are working on that, though.
No, you can do that on the same network.
No. They're adding it to the xCloud beta.
I thought that was already ready. Already.
Well, you have to sign up for the Insider program, which I need to go do so I can talk about it in the future. But they've actually added it now. They just started running, I think, this week, to where you can stream from your Xbox on the go.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I know you couldn't do it on the go just yet.
Well, they just added it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't signed up for any of that, but I did find a workaround on how to stream my Xbox elsewhere.
Oh, snap. How do you do that?
So I left my PC laptop at home, and I hooked up my MacBook to, I guess, through Moonlight, and then was able to access my PC from my Mac miles away. Then from my PC, which is on my Mac, then turn on my Xbox and stream the Xbox from the Xbox to the PC, from the PC to the Mac, miles away.
Then at the stroke of midnight, he flipped a switch and lightning poured from the sky and brought forth Frankensystem.
I mean, it kind of works.
What is the latency like on this?
I mean, it's pretty noticeable.
Sounds like a mousetrap for video game streaming.
I was basically just trying to see if I could
streaming,
and I did.
You know, that's how things get discovered, really. That's how Columbus found America, right? Can you do it? Can I go to India and go the wrong way? Yeah.
So
I want spices.
I guess the main reason why I'm trying to do this is because I have not been the biggest fan of Google Stadia.
No.
And am probably not going to be the biggest fan even when it comes out. I've seen way too many. You know that the controller, the Stadia controller, is not going to be 100% wireless when it first comes out.
What?
It will only be 100% wireless if you use a Chromecast Ultra.
Goodness.
If you use anything else, it must be wired in.
Man, so I've already talked about my distaste for Google's attempt at Chromecasting and their media boxes with TVs. There's like I'm sure somewhere in my house there's a graveyard to
Google devices
that they released that always was missing something. And that's what it sounds like to me. Like, you got to buy a Chromecast Ultra, right?
Yeah, well, so they were selling the founder's version of Stadia, which came with a Chromecast Ultra and the controller, which is the only way that you can buy Stadia and play it this month.
So Here's the thing. I already think that Microsoft is beating them to the punch. You can sign up for xCloud Beta. I've tried it. I've tried it on my Android phone. Works flawlessly. And this is coming from somebody who is very skeptical. And I'm very prone to wanting to say bad things about streaming.
Travis is negative.
I am very negative about streaming, but I played it I'm doing this through a Galaxy Note 8 on an Android app. It's not any of your fancy Apple machinery yet.
I've got an old iPhone.
Yeah. Well, it's only available through Android right now.
Yeah.
They're using Google stuff too, which is kind of funny. They're beating them to the punch with a Google-based company.
You gonna buy a Windows phone if they come back out with them?
Dude, there's some cool things coming out with the Surface Duo.
That thing looks so stupid.
I
that phone.
want it. It's ridiculous.
No,
I love
don't get it.
Yes. All right. They say it's not a phone. It's a mobile platform.
Stupid.
All right. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So there is Killer Instinct, Sea of Thieves, Halo, and there's another thing I can't remember at this time. There are 4 games on this xCloud beta.
Which ones have you played?
The 3 that I've said.
Okay. so Halo, Sea of Thieves, and Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Okay.
First one I played because I was just like, all right, I'm going to say something bad about this. I'm going to load up Killer Instinct, which requires you to put in inputs that had to be exactly specific. And, you got to fight people and things, and you need timing. It played well.
Okay. So
yeah,
when
it was
you
acceptable.
I was going to say, when you say well, does that mean it followed everything you put in, or just every once in a while it didn't follow what you put?
It did.
Or... Okay.
Seriously, it was really weird, and I was expecting things to go bad, and I was able to do button combinations and combos. Ultra combo. Combo breaker. Yeah, exactly. And it worked, and it was cool, and it was on this little device. So the next game.
Okay.
Sea of Thieves.
How was that? This is the one I care about.
Sea of Thieves was passable.
Okay.
Towards the... Yeah, this is surprisingly good range. Now, keep in mind, this is all... Right now, you can only play this beta on a 5 gigahertz connection. So, Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
So, if you don't have that availability, you can't really do this. You need that low latency data transfer that 5 gigahertz has that 2.4 doesn't necessarily have.
Okay.
So... It played really well. Now, I did see some bumps in the image quality.
Okay.
But it was nothing on a smaller screen that would have bugged me. In fact, a laptop screen I would have been completely fine on. Actually, that's probably what I'm most excited about, is to get this streaming capability on my new little fancy tablet thing.
I've played quite a bit of Sea of Thieves on a laptop.
Yeah, that to me is the way to go in the future. Now, I did try the streaming from the actual Xbox to the laptop, and that worked just as fine. It was very similar to what's already built into the console streaming through the Xbox on your same network. The difference is playing these games is through the cloud. It's not through your home network. So I was actually surprisingly surprised at how well this did, and it hurts me that it does, because I'm very much an advocate for, I want to have a console in my hands.
Yes.
I want physical media. I don't want any of these digital things.
All of my streaming stuff, everything that I've streamed has still been through a console.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I want that console so that when I'm streaming something, it's closer to me, not some, I don't know, data farm somewhere, or I'm sorry, server farm in the middle of the Pacific.
Yes. So here's where I'm starting to get a different concept of who is this actually for. Originally, I thought this streaming stuff was going to be to try to put portable gaming in your pocket. I still think it's that way too, but I really think they're going after the App Store and the Play Store. And now that we have a console experience and companies that actually know how to put out good games, streaming capabilities are going to start knocking out these mobile platforms that are just trying to steal your money that nobody really wants.
Because all these, look, so I know this is a side note, but there are some companies out there that put out mobile games. are developing software on how to find the whales.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
If you don't know this,
yeah.
a whale is a person that spends a ridiculous amount of money on a game. And they're like the 1% of people out there that these companies make tons of money off of. I forget the company's name, but they make some kind of Transformers, like tower defense style game. When they did one of their presentations to the shareholders, their main bragging point is that one person spent over $100,000 on their game.
I believe it.
That was a bragging point.
Yeah, it's that pay-to-win mentality that has infected the console systems to some extent, but I'm hoping
2K.
Yeah, oh gosh. By the way, something we forgot to mention, well, we might mention in a minute, WW2K, the newest one, is terrible.
What?
The WWE 2K.
Oh, yeah. Awful.
Yeah, it's made by a new company, and it's their flesh is flying off their face and hair's in weird places. It's like a tumor of a game.
Inside Gaming put out a video on that, and it's very not nice.
Yeah. Anyway,
back to streaming.
Back to streaming. You know, I'm really starting to think that we're going to see the console companies start taking over the mobile industry in a sense.
I hope so, because I'm sick and tired of seeing so much money go into these crap mobile games.
Absolutely.
And then games that I really think sound awesome getting canceled because they can't get enough money because Transformers Tower Defense is making more money.
Yeah, and you know, that's why I think the Google Stadia thing is not going to last very long, because if they try to put too much into Stadia, they're going to actually hurt their main market of junk mobile games and ads.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's pretty much the only way it goes. They're actually going to worsen their lot. All right, do you have anything else you want to go over with the streaming?
No, man, that's about it. We pretty much covered that. I mean, me personally, when it comes to streaming, I really like streaming from a console that I already own.
It's not bad. It's works.
Yep.
And it scares me.
I don't
understand the magical bits that are flying through the air I can't see.
I made Xbox to PC to Mac streamable.
It's ridiculous.
Kind of worked.
Rowdy's Frankenstein
but
monster
I did
of a
it.
streaming application. All right, guys.
And they said I couldn't.
But he did. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to us today. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at LamerGamersCast. You can also check out our website, lamergamers.transistor.fm. Find us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you cast your pods. And I think that's all I got for today. I'm out. What about you?
That's it, man. You guys have a good day.